On the phone with us is Steve Bordley, and Steve is CEO of TrekDesk. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. You are out to prove that people can walk and work at the same time. Many of us have trouble walking and talking at the same time. You've come up, this is fascinating. I saw a picture of this thing, and I had to talk to you. You've come up with a desk that will allow you to do what?
Well, it allows you to walk slowly while you work all day. We came up with a design that complements the 50 million existing treadmills that exist in America today that are underutilized. I mean, if you have a treadmill at home, most people use it as a clothes hanger.
Yeah.
So our design was to do something that would bring it back into use and get people up out of their chairs.
That's true of all exercise equipment, I think, but treadmills seem to get pushed aside, as you said, more often. So your desk is designed so that any treadmill will fit there. Is that right?
That's correct. It has a universal design, so it'll fit virtually any existing treadmill.
So you would have to bring it into work unless you worked at home, and you would have to get I'm not here to beat up on you. I'm just trying to get over some of my mental hurdles about all of this.
No. Please do. I spend days, my days usually answering objections at first. But, yeah, we have actually Fortune 500 companies, even some here in Phoenix, where the employees, and I have to stress it's more of a grassroots movement where the employees are doing it rather than a top-down initiative at the moment. But they're taking out their desks out of their cubicles even and bringing in treadmills and bringing in a TrekDesk. And we're having it happen not only all over the country, but we're showing these internationally now.
And there was a study at, was it Iowa State, that proved that you could indeed work and walk at the same time?
That was the first study that they've done. They eventually, by April, they'll have compiled studies that will have involved somewhere in the neighborhood of about 1,500 employees and faculty members. And they're studying a number of things. And I should mention we have TrekDesks in use at universities all over the country, anywhere from Stanford and Yale to UCLA. There's some at ASU that literally, I think the academic world has really caught on to this quicker than anybody.
So what about the objection your boss might have when you say, look, I need to have this other desk and I'm going to bring my treadmill in?
Yeah, they'll like that a lot, won't they?
There is that objection. And the first objection that's raised, the people are afraid that they're going to sweat or make a lot of noise when they're on the phone. The first thing I'd say is the average walking speed is about 3 miles an hour when you're walking around the mall or going to grab lunch. When you're using a TrekDesk, you're walking about 1 to 1.5 miles an hour. So you're really walking at a very slow speed. You don't really get a cardiovascular workout, but that's not what it's about. There's a new science emerging called sedentary science that's showing that even if you go to a gym for an hour every day and you live in a perfect lifestyle from a diet standpoint, but then you go sit in an office for just 4 hours, and there's some people out there that sit that long just during their commute, you raise your risk of a cardiovascular event by 86% and your risk of mortality from any disease by 46%. So that's got employers rethinking. And they've also found that productivity increases. So the objections are kind of falling off by the wayside because of science.
And Steve, apparently you can't put a chair and the treadmill in this desk area. So does that mean during an 8-hour day, for example, you would actually be walking most of that 8-hour period?
You can actually, there are chairs that are designed that can fit on top of a treadmill, but to answer your question, it sounds counterintuitive so that we could actually stand all day, but if you think about it, up to about 100 years ago, that's pretty much what we did for the few million years of evolution. We're actually designed to be upright. I spend my entire day either walking or standing. I don't sit down until dinner.
Steve, give us an idea of how much the TrekDesk costs and where to get it.
You can buy them on Amazon.com, and they're $479, and that includes shipping anywhere within the contiguous United States.
And it looks like you have little cup holders and spaces for your computer and everything you would need on the desk.
That's true. We've got manuscript stands, phone holders that also have 4-level file tray in it. And the cup holders are also utility holders. They're anything for pens,
Right.
the business cards. It's designed to keep you at the desk, so you have everything you need, and it's a full-size desk, too. It's 72 inches across and
All right.
34 inches wide.
Steve Bordley is the CEO of TrekDesk, TREK desk.com is their website. Amazon.com has those desks. Thanks for joining us, Steve. Great idea.
Well, my pleasure. Thank you.
Lots of data when we come back from this break.